Today, we're tackling a big question that comes up all the time with my clients. Should my spouse and I keep our finances separate? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ryan Canfield, a financial advisor who helps millennial families make smarter money moves while still enjoying life today. So, should you and your spouse keep your finances separate? This is a major decision, especially for couples making good money while trying to raise kids. So let's break it down. The pros and cons of merging your finances, keeping them separate, and how to decide what works for you guys. Plus, stick around for a real-world example from a couple I worked with who faced this exact dilemma. And before we dive in, don't forget to grab my free ebook, Mastering Millennial Money, for even more financial insights tailored for busy parents like you. I'll have the link in the description. All right, let's start with the three main ways couples can handle their finances. So the first is fully merged. All income goes into shared accounts and all expenses come from that same pool of money. The second is completely separate. So each spouse will maintain individual accounts, splitting expenses as they see fit. The third is the hybrid approach. Some shared accounts for joint expenses, but each spouse keeps a portion of their income separate for personal spending. Now, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here, so let's look at the pros and cons of each. First up, let's look at merging finances. So some pros around this is that you have full transparency. You know exactly what's coming in and what's going out. And it tends to be a little bit easier for long-term financial planning, like investing, saving for college, and saving for your retirement. It also creates a strong sense of financial teamwork that, we're in this together. Some of the cons, though, is that it can lead to conflicts if one spouse is typically a saver and the other one likes to spend money. It also can create less financial independence, which can be tough if one person earns significantly more money than the other. And if one spouse has debt, it becomes a shared burden. So now let's talk about keeping things separate. The pros around this is it maintains financial independence and personal spending freedom, and it can reduce arguments over discretionary spending. It also protects one spouse from others' financial risks like debts and business liabilities. But the cons with it is it's harder to budget for shared expenses, which can lead to some logistical headaches. And there's less transparency, which could lead to misunderstandings or even some mistrust. And it might make long-term financial planning a lot more complicated. So now let's talk about Alice and Will, who's a couple that I worked with. They make about $250,000 a year combined, and they have 2 kids, a mortgage, and 2 completely different approaches to money. So Alice grew up in a very frugal household and loves to save and invest money. Will, on the other hand, enjoys spending on experiences such as vacations, that latest tech, and sports for the kids. And when they first got married, they kept their separate accounts and split expenses 50-50. And it worked at first. But as their income changed and kids came into the picture, things got really tricky. Alice started feeling like she was covering more of the savings while Will felt limited in what he could actually spend his money on without having constant discussions. And after a lot of frustration, they decided to move to a hybrid system. So they created a joint account for the mortgage, groceries, kids' activities, and savings. And each of them also kept a personal account for their individual spending. And they set clear expectations for big expenses, talking before making any major purchases. This balanced teamwork and independence, and it took the stress out of their financial discussions. So how do you decide what works best for your family? First, talk openly about money. If you're not having honest conversations about income, spending, and habits and goals, you're setting yourself up for trouble. And know your personalities. If one of you is a strict budgeter and the other one loves to spend, merging everything might cause a conflict, and a hybrid approach could be the best option for you. And you have to think long term. Your system should support your financial goals, whether that's buying a bigger home, saving for your kids' college, or possibly retiring early. And you have to be willing to adjust. The system that works now might not work in 5 years. Life changes so fast, so your financial approach should be flexible as well. And at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong way to manage your money in your marriage. The key is to finding a system that reduces stress, supports your guys' goals, and keeps both partners happy. And if you want a deeper dive into building a financial game plan for your family, be sure to download my free ebook, Mastering Millennial Money. It's packed with insights on managing cash flow, investing, and setting your family up for financial success. Click the link in the description to grab your copy today. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.